The fashion industry has a dirty little secret. It loves borrowing from other cultures and giving it a Western spin. Case in point, Prada's latest runway show. Models walked out in tan ring-toed sandals, or as millions of Indians instantly recognized, Kolhapuri Chappals, a design that has been handcrafted in Maharashtra for centuries. But on that Milan runway, there was no single mention or credit, just a designer label and a designer price tag of 1.2 lakh rupees for a pair. Our next story takes a closer look at fashion's favorite habit of stealing.
At Prada's Spring-Summer 2026 men's show, a certain tan ring-toed sandal strutted down the runway. The models marched, the fashion press applauded, and Indian viewers watching on their screens were left with one question. Is that a Kolhapuri Chappal? Well, it was. The Kolhapuri Chappal has been handcrafted for centuries in the town of Kolhapur in Maharashtra. Now it has arrived at the holy altar of European fashion. But its link to Indian legacy is missing. Because this was not cultural appreciation, it was cultural appropriation with better lighting. The defining ringed toe, the slim profile, the sun-baked leather, every detail here screamed Kolhapuri. Prada even sent out show invites with leather toe rings as a nod to the collection. But there is no mention of the Kolhapuri anywhere. What we are watching here is the fashion industry's favorite trick. Take, rename, sell and deny. You take a centuries-old Indian design, you rename it artisanal footwear, you sell it for 1.2 lakh rupees per pair or over $1,000, and then deny all connection to its origin. Also, this isn't a one-off situation. Remember the Scandinavian scarf scandal? That moment when a TikTok brand described a vibrant embroidered shoulder-draped fabric as a Scandinavian wedding scarf? South Asians weren't confused. We knew what it was, our dupattas. But to the Western eye, a new aesthetic was born, or rather rebranded. And it goes on and on. For example, the paisley pattern. It's been colonized, commercialized and claimed by the West, even though the real pattern is from Persia and India. Lehengas have been rebranded as maxi skirts, bindis as festival gems, henna as temporary ink tattoos, dhotis as harem pants. The West steals like a kleptomaniac and conveniently forgets. This is not to say that fashion should only be based on purism. Fashion thrives on fusion. No one is saying only Indians can wear Indian clothes. But there's a difference between wearing something with reverence and repackaging it for clout. You can't call it appreciation when the original communities are left out of the narrative and, more importantly, the profit. When heritage becomes a hashtag, a lot is lost. Livelihoods of artisans, especially from marginalized communities. It steals their economic opportunity and, more importantly, their voice. If Prada did it right, they would have partnered with the Kolhapuri craftspeople and acknowledged the origins. But that did not happen. And no matter how many times it is called out, the next appropriation is already loading. Maybe it's a sari blouse masquerading as a cropped bridal top. Maybe it's juttis reintroduced as Moroccan slippers. Who knows anymore? The West will pretend it was born from a dream and a mood board in Florence. But the world knows the truth. Fashion doesn't need more inspiration, it needs attribution. Because without credit, without context and without compensation, it is not design. It's daylight robbery in designer packaging.
Firstpost now available in 9 languages on YouTube. English,
Stands at $36 trillion.
French,
Le FMI, comme
German,
Geschäftsführenden Direktor,
Hindi,
$30 trillion ka karj ho.
Indonesian,
Pemerintah tanpa pemeriksaan.
Italian,
Sekali radikali.
Japanese,
Yon todo do idioma.
Portuguese,
Por causa do próprio balanço patrimonial.
Spanish.
Beautiful bill.
Go to Settings, click on Audio Track and select the language of your choice. Be the first to know what's happening around you in your first language. Firstpost.